Hi, my name's Hannah, and I'm going to guide you through a nice, soothing, gentle yoga flow designed to help you just slow down a little bit, release any tension that may have built up, and perhaps just reconnect back with your body. We can sometimes have a little bit of a disconnect between our body, our breath, so we're just going to try to bring all of that back together. So we're actually going to start seated today. I'm sat on a blanket. I've also got my yoga blocks with me, so have those ready if you do have them. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take a nice deep breath in and out. And then from there, you're going to take your arms wide. You're going to take your left arm on top of the right. Take a little hold of those shoulders anywhere that you can. Just lifting up in your spine. And then from there, you're going to take a little side bend to the left. So leaning over, just let your head lean with you. And then from there, I just want you to add a little rotation to the left. And then just start rocking. Both sit bones are grounded down into the ground or that blanket that you're sitting on. It's a nice rocking type motion, great for your nervous system, or if you're feeling fatigued or anxious. Our body loves rocking motions. And then release and lift straight back up. Take an inhale, take those arms wide. And then exhale, right arm on top of the left. Take hold of those shoulder blades anywhere you can. Extending that spine and then side bend over to the right. Again, just letting that head go along with the spine. And then when you're ready, start to take that rotation to the right and add a little rocking motion. So I am not mirroring you here, so you will look like you're going in the opposite direction to me. So we're leaning to the right and then rocking to the right. This small sort of movement is really generated from your centre. Rocking motions we do with babies, we do that for a reason. It calms them, it soothes them. And that's no different when you become an adult. And then stop that rocking, take that rotation out and lift back up. And we're going to do that motion again in a different way. So just release your arms. Okay, so coming down onto our back. So if you had a blanket, just place it to one side. I am going to use my blocks and I'm going to put them down so both of my feet can land on those blocks. I'm going to come to lay down on my back. Have those blocks, your feet at a nice distance away. Hands can just run down by your sides. Just tuck that chin into the chest slightly, lengthen out the back of the neck. With the feet elevated like this, it really helps integrate your femurs into your pelvis. And then I want you to take your hands and you're just going to cup your hands around your ribs. So your fingertips will be around the front of your ribs and your thumbs will be going round towards the back. And then take a nice breath in, and as you breathe in, I want you to try and take your breath into your hands. So you're taking your breath wide and then release and just feel everything draw back to center and that contraction. So do a couple of rounds of breath here, just trying to direct your breath into your hands. Close your eyes as you do this. And then try to see if you can take your breath into your back ribs as well as your side ribs. So on your inhale, expand wide into the back. And then exhale, release. So we're really just using our diaphragm with this breath. So your diaphragm lives underneath your rib cage. It's our primary breathing muscle. And with your hands around your ribs, you'll really be able to direct your breath and use your diaphragm a little bit more effectively. So I want you to think about that as we practice today. So take one more breath there. And then exhale and release. Bring your hands down by your sides. So from here, you're now going to push into the soles of the feet, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels just slightly, and then lift into that low bridge. So watch what the head's doing. If the chin's lifted up, try and draw that chin into the chest slightly. Keep that length in the back of the neck. Just start to turn on our glutes. So even though we're doing a nice gentle soothing flow, it doesn't mean that we don't want our glutes and our core working. So remember, we're in a low bridge, so the back ribs, the ribs just below the shoulder blades, are down on the ground. And then from here, we're going to start to draw some circles with our hips. So you're going to allow your hips to rotate, and you're going to draw a circle, just pushing into your feet, so with your hips. So even though we're allowing this bit of rotation with our hips, we're not tipping the pelvis forwards and back. We're just using the feet to help move the hips, the pelvis around in a circle. This starts to free up some of the tissue around the pelvis, around the lower back. The core still needs to work while we're doing this as well. And you can close your eyes whilst you're doing this again. Remember, it doesn't need to look perfect. As long as you can feel some energy in your legs, some movement in the pelvis, then you're going along the right lines. And then try and go in the opposite direction. So just like a little Ferris wheel going round. And we are going to revisit this movement again. So it's the first time you've done a movement like this. Remember, it takes a bit of time for your body just to catch up, that brain and body to catch up. So using the feet, holding the core steady. One more. And then come back to the center position, so you're still lifted. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Take the hands up towards the ceiling like you're holding a tray. Pull back on your left fingers with your right hand, and then lift the heel of the hand up towards the ceiling. So we're still holding nice and strong. Take a nice deep breath in. Go wide and broad with that breath in your ribs. And exhale out. Switch hands, so pull back on your right fingers with your left hand. Right thumb out to the side as well. Take a breath in and out. And then release the hands down. And I want you to roll down nice and slowly, one vertebra at a time. So that mid-back comes down, the lower back comes down, and then the sacrum. And then bring your knees into your chest. Have a little hug and a rock from side to side. And then come to stillness. Your feet can land back on those blocks. That's absolutely fine for our set of abs, for our core work. So you're going to interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows are going to come up towards the ceiling like you're cupping your skull. You're going to take an inhale, and then as you exhale, start to draw those front ribs down, and you're going to lift up. So we're not pulling on our head. Our gaze just goes down in between our legs, and let the head just fall back into the hands without lowering the shoulders. And then inhale as you lower. One more like that. Exhale as you curl up. So just start to light that core up. And then inhale as you lower. So I'm just going to add on a little bit here. So exhale as you start to curl up. You're going to release that left hand and bring it to your right ribs. You're going to pull those ribs into center. Perhaps that helps you lift up a little bit more. Left hand behind the head. And then inhale as you lower. Exhale as you curl up. Right hand will grab the left ribs this time. Have a little hug, just like we did at the beginning, perhaps lifting up slightly more. Hand behind the head, and then inhale as you lower. One more each side. So exhale as you start to curl up. Left hand will come around to those right ribs. Pull everything in. Lift up slightly more. Engage the core. Hand behind the head. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you curl up. Last one. Right hand grabs those left ribs. Pull them in. lifting up, hand behind the head. And then inhale as you lower down. Release your hands and again, just bring your knees in and have another little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, you can roll over to one side or you can rock yourself all the way up and over. And we're going to come onto all fours. So the blocks should be there, ready for your hands to land on if you are using them. If you don't have blocks, then obviously hands will be on the floor. So we're thinking about shoulders over wrists, knees underneath those hips. Your right hand's going to stay on the block and the left hand is just going to dangle. And you're going to start to swing this left arm forwards and back. So we're just mobilising this left arm a little bit, this shoulder joint. The right arm is nice and straight, so you're not spinning or twisting in this right elbow. You're holding it steady, drawing the right shoulder blade down your back. So just getting some movement, and if you want, you can stay here, just swinging your arm, or if you would like to, as the arm comes back, you take it up, turn the chest slightly, and forward stroke that arm. Take it back, reach up and over, so you're pushing down with that right arm as the left comes over. So take a full movement of that left shoulder, reaching up and round. And again, that push down with the right hand really does help. Last one. And then switch. So the left hand will come onto the block if you're using it, and the right arm will dangle. Okay, and then we're starting to swing this right arm now forwards and back. Pushing down with this left hand, keeping the back of the head lifted as well, so we're not dropping that head down, and move this right shoulder. Notice how this side feels, and again you can stay here, swinging that arm forwards and back, or if you would like to, the next time it comes back, you take it up and round, turn your chest slightly, forward stroke, and forward stroke. So we're pushing down with that left arm now, as the right arm comes up and over. So choosing what's best for you. Take a couple more. And then bring that right hand down. Come into a child's pose, so take the knees wide, big toes to touch. Sink those hips back, pad those hands forwards, perhaps releasing your head down to the ground or a block. And just take 2 rounds of breath in your child's pose. So imagine your ribs, your hands are around your ribs, just like we did right at the beginning when we were laying on our back. Trying to take your breath into your hands. So just imagine you've got an extra set of hands around your ribs. One more breath. And then rising up. Onto all fours, we're going to come into downward facing dog to come to the front of the mat. So tuck your toes. You're going to keep the weight in your hands as you lift your hips up. Take a small shift back. You're still lifting up in the armpits. Pedal your feet, so bend one knee, straighten the other. Notice how the backs of the legs are feeling. And then when you're ready, just walking your feet towards your hands to come up to stand. Okay, so we're actually going to start standing today. So have your feet about hip width apart, and we're going to come back to that hug of the arms that we did right at the beginning whilst we were sat on the floor. So going to take your arms nice and wide, palms facing forward, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, the left arm's going to come on top of the right. You'll take that little hug of the shoulders. And then from there, you're going to push down with the feet, lengthen the spine, and then side bend over to the left. Take that rotation to the left, take the rotation out, and lift back up. So we're just staying to the left. Side, then left, let the head go as well. Rotate to the left. Take the rotation out and lift back up. So just do a couple more like that. So we're wanting this area to feel pliable, our ribs to feel pliable. That helps our breath, just makes us feel better in general. Last one. and up. You're going to step your right foot back and you're going to open to the right, parallel your feet to the short edges of the mat. Your hands can come onto your hips. All you're going to do is start to lift your toes up, turn the toes out, the heels come in, and then take a little sink down. So we're in our goddess position. So making sure the turnout of the feet, the knees is good for your hips. That's going to look different for everybody. Hands on your hips, and we're just going to take a few pulses here, up and down. Just wake the legs up a little bit more. So this energy that we can get from the floor that comes all the way up through our legs, up into our pelvis and up into our spine. So just feel how the legs start to light up. And then from there, come to stillness. The left forearm will come onto the leg, and you're going to sweep your right arm up and over. So have a nice side stretch. Right forearm comes on to the right leg and sweep the left arm up. And then rising up, cartwheel your right hand to the front of the mat, pivot on your feet, land your right hand and your right knee. If you would like a block, you can grab it underneath your right hand, kickstand that right foot, the left leg goes to the back, reach that left arm up. So we're in our modified side plank. And then all you're going to do there is have a little squeeze of that right glute. So you're pushing your hips forwards. Take again a nice deep breath in and out. Release your right ear to your right shoulder. If it feels nice to, you can reach your left fingertips towards the front of the mat. And then your left hand and your left knee come down and we're on all fours. From here, you're going to take a cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, soften the chest and the belly, draw the hands back, the chest comes through the arms, and then rounding through the spine, chin to chest, come into your cat. So perhaps close your eyes here, just moving through your cat-cow. Take one more. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, lift into your down dog. Just pedal your feet, so bend one knee, straighten the other. Enjoy that. Nice stretch for the back. Just release the head, perhaps give it a shake, a nod, whatever feels nice. And then from there, you're going to start to walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, land the heels. The hands are just going to come onto the shins. Nice long spine, so you're sitting your bum back. Nice open chest. And then you're going to walk your hands forwards. Lower the knees. Step the right foot outside the right hand. You can grab a block if you would like, completely up to you. You're going to sneak that left knee back slightly, coming into your lizard pose. So nice long spine, so the hands can be on the block or the floor. So remember the back of the head stays lifted as well. And you're just holding here. And again, taking a couple of breaths. Imagine that extra set of hands around your ribs. Just trying to siphon that breath up into your diaphragm, into your rib cage on the inhale. And then contract on the exhale. And then tuck your back toes. You're going to take your hands or your block forwards. You're going to lift your back knee and you're going to step your foot up to the front. Push down and rise up. And then we're going to do the other side. So take those arms wide. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, right arm on top of the left. Take hold of those shoulders. Just grow your spine. And then side bend over to the right. Let your head go as well. And then rotate to the right. Take the rotation out and lift back up. So side bend right, rotate right, and lift back up. So just do two more there, just giving yourself that hug, And that slight rock, just reinforcing that whole relationship that you had with yourself, just connecting back. Last one, and then coming up. Release the arms. You're going to step your left foot back this time. Your feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. Lift your toes, turn your toes out, your heels are in. Sink down, so you're bending your knees, you're in your goddess position. Take a few pulses here, so just lighting up those legs a little bit. So our spine is nice and tall. So we're not leaning forwards. You're also not trying to change the curves of your spine. So you're always going to have that slight lordosis of the lower back. So we're not trying to tuck that tailbone under necessarily. You're just trying to stack the bones nicely as you pulse up and down. And then come to stillness, right forearm to thigh. Reach that left arm up and over. So nice side stretch. And then coming back, left forearm to thigh, right arm reaching up and over. And coming back, going to lift that left arm up, pivot on your toes, land that left hand and left knee down. Grab your block if you would like underneath your left hand. Kicks down that left leg, the right leg goes back, and then reach that right arm up. So get some length, so reaching with those right fingertips, pushing down with that left hand. You can release your left ear to your shoulder. If you would like to, you can slice that right arm alongside the ear. So engage that left glute as well. Get a nice side stretch. One more breath. Right hand, right knee down. Move those blocks if you have them. Cat-cow. So inhale, soften the chest, the belly. And then rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Close your eyes. Just notice how your spine feels, just observing any areas of the body that potentially feel still a little bit tight. Noticing perhaps where any tension still might lie. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, you'll lift into your down dog. Pedal your feet, so bend one knee straight and the other. Take some deep breaths in and out, release the head, just shake or nod the head. Get a little bit of tractioning for your head, your shoulders, your neck. And then walking those hands back to your feet, land your heels, so you've got a bend in your knees. Your hands are just going to come onto your shins, or they can come up to your thighs. You're still hinged, so sitting back into those glutes. And then trace those hands back down the legs. Land the hands, walk them forwards, nice and slowly, lower the knees. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Your hands can stay on the floor, or you can grab a block. You might want to scoot that right knee back slightly, so coming into our lizard. So we're nice and long in our spine, open in our chest. Just take a couple of rounds of breath here. One more breath. And then from there, you're going to reach your fingertips or your block forwards, tuck your back toes, lift that back knee and step to the front. Push down and rise up. Bring your hands to heart center. Take one round of breath in and out. And we're going to do that little sequence again, but we're going to add a couple of bits on. So take an inhale, take your arms wide, so take up space. As you exhale, left arm on top of right, grab hold of those shoulders. So you're going to grow the spine nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, side bend to the left. Then add that rotation and just rock here. So just rocking, nice soothing motion for the whole body, for the whole being. Take one more breath. And then pause, take that rotation out, lift back up. Release the arms, step your right foot back, parallel your feet to the short edges. The toes go out, heels come in. Just take a little sink down, so we're back in our goddess. And this time you're going to circle the pelvis, so it's up, back and down. So you're using your feet, you're using your legs to move the pelvis in this like Ferris wheel is what I want you to think about. So just like we did with our feet on our blocks right at the beginning. And go in the opposite direction. Just notice how this feels. Notice if you can connect and move the body in this way. Take one more and then come back to your goddess. Right arm comes all the way up and over. Land the right hand, the right knee. Coming into our modified side plank, so have a block for the right hand if you would like. Kickstand that right foot, sweep the left foot back. Sweep that left arm up. And then from there, you're going to take a little backstroke. So take that left arm down in front of the body, reach it forwards, up and over. So you're just circling this left arm. The arm doesn't need to be straight. You can have a little bend in that elbow. Still trying to draw that right shoulder blade back and down. So although we're moving the left shoulder, the right one's still having to work because it's doing the job of stabilising. Notice how this left shoulder feels. Take it slow. And then land that left hand, that left knee down. Move your block if you were using it. All fours. This time we're going to do a belly roll. So we're rolling the belly now. So imagine you're in a tube and you're trying to go round all of that kind of circle. These kind of barrel rolls. And again, you can close your eyes. These moves don't need to look perfect. They just need to feel right for you. And when we close our eyes, we can just sense perhaps where there might be any tension still, any space that we need to get into, and go in the opposite direction. Last one. Tuck the toes, lift into your down dog. Pedal your feet just for a moment. Release the head again. Shaking. Getting that traction in for the neck. Walk the hands back to the feet. Land the heels. The hands are going to come onto the shins. You're going to push down. You're going to rise up. Bring your hands to heart center and lift on your toes. Lower the heels, hands come on the front of the hips. Sit the bum back. Trace the hands down the legs. And then push and rise up. Hands at heart center. Push into the toes, lift the heels. And lower. One more. Trace those hands down, so sit the bum back. Push down to come up. Hands to heart center, lift. And then lower. Trace those hands down. Finding the floor, walk the hands out, lower the knees. When you're there, step your right foot outside your right hand. Grab your block if you would like, sneaking that left foot back. So you can stay here in your lizard, or if you would like to, your left hand will come to a block or the floor at any height. You're going to sweep your right arm forward and start to open it towards the back. You can stay here. Or if you would like to, you're going to start to lift that back leg, perhaps maybe grab hold of the foot. Opening the chest, pushing down with that left hand. One more breath. Slowly release the foot. Bring that right arm back. Fingers or block to the front. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee and step. Push down and rise up. Bring your hands back to heart center. So we've got one more side to do. So take an inhale as you open your arms wide. Exhale, right arm on top of left. Grow nice and tall. Take that little hug. And then side bend to the right. And then you add that rotation and just stay with that rock. So this might be a very small rock, it might be slightly bigger. Soften your gaze whilst you're doing this. Just enjoy giving yourself a hug, giving yourself time, your body time. One more breath. And then take that rotation out, lifting back up. Release the arms, step the left foot back. Parallel your feet to the short edges of the mat. Take your toes out, the heels in. Sink those hips and start to do those circles again with your hips. So your hands are on your hips. That helps because we're trying to consolidate the hips as we do this movement. We're not letting the hips tip forwards and back. Legs working, going the opposite direction. Moving all the tissue around the hips. Last one. And then straighten those legs. Left arm comes all the way to the front. Pivot on your feet. Left knee, left hand lands. You can grab your block for your left hand. Kickstand that left foot. Right leg goes to the back. Sweep that right arm up. Right arm comes down and in front of the body. Sweeps forwards and back. So we're doing this nice big back stroke. Notice how this shoulder feels. I definitely can feel some clicking in this shoulder. Drawing that left shoulder blade down the back body, just hold steady. Take a couple more. And last one. Right hand, right knee come down. Do your barrel rolls or a cat-cow, okay? So notice what you would like. I really enjoy these barrel rolls, but sometimes other people don't. So whatever feels nice. And then go in the opposite direction. Close your eyes. Last one. Tuck the toes. You're going to lift up into your down dog. Pedal your feet once you're there. Release that head again, shake it. Yes and no. And then walk the hands back to the feet, land the heels, hands come onto the shins, sit the bum back, push down with the legs, rise up. Trace those hands up, bring them to heart center. Lift on your toes, lower the heels, hands to the hips, sink down, trace those hands down. Push down, rise up, hands to heart center. Lift those heels, lower, hands onto the hips, trace your hands down, sit your bum back. Last one, push down, lift, lower the heels, trace those hands down the legs till you can get down to the floor. Land your hands, walk them forwards, land your knees. Left foot outside the left hand. You can stay here, hands on the floor, or you can grab your block. Sneak that right knee back slightly perhaps. If you would like to, you can take your right hand on the block or the floor. You'll sweep your left arm forward, circle it up and over. You can stay here. Or if you'd like to, you would bend that leg, grab hold of that back foot. So I'm rolling over the top of my knee to get this stretch. And I'm not collapsing here either. I'm still lifting up. Taking a deep breath in and out. And then nice and gently release that foot. Bring that hand back. Your hands, your block will come to the front. Lift that back knee. Step. Push down and rise up. Take a nice full body stretch, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Push down with your legs. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And then coming back to the front of the mat. We'll take a little seat onto the ground, taking one hand over the other at the heart centre. Just take a nice deep breath in and out, closing down your eyes or softening your gaze, and just bow your head to your heart, feeling your breath rising and falling in your hands, that gentle ebb and flow of your breath. Just thanking yourself for carving out some time in your day to move with mind, body and breath. From my heart to yours. Namaste.